Oh no. Oh no, don't tell me my computer has been hacked. Again? No, why me? Where do these people learn to hack? And that ends my dramatization of what you'll be feeling if your computer get hacked. Now in today's modern age, it's obvious that we can learn almost anything and everything from the net. For example, we have Hacker News, a website which obviously looks at hacking as well as programming and other bits about starting a business, startups. Now how does it work? Very simple. It provides a platform where contributors from around the world can submit articles which obviously meets the ethos of Hacker News, namely to seek gratification for one's intellectual curiosity. Now, enter a young technopreneur from Penang who saw this opportunity to leverage on this platform to create an online publication of all the big top articles from Hacker News on a monthly basis. And guess what? Turning a nice tidy profit from there. Now aside from that, he has gone on to do some amazing things. In fact, calling them WP web hosts and shopping teams, which has gone on to sell for a nice tidy profit. Now obviously getting married a couple of years back did not slow down his creative juices as he's gone on to other big things. Now speaking of which, Lim Cheng Soon, it's you! So Lim, were you the one who hacked into my computer earlier?
It's not me. I don't even know how to do that.
And this is coming from a guy who actually runs Hacker Monthly. The ironies of the situation. Anyway, Lim, just want to ask you, one of the headlines which was recently made in Neiman's Lab 2012 said the reason why you quit was you weren't making enough money, you didn't have time for yourself, you're working till like 5 a.m. and your poor non-nocturnal wife, you didn't have time for her. Was that the reason why you quit your job and focused on Hacker Monthly?
So before I was working on Hacker Monthly, I was doing freelancing, consulting stuff. I was working day and night, doing majorly about WordPress development, and then I work on Hacker Monthly.
Right, then you saw the opportunity there. Now it's quite interesting. I mean, Neiman Labs actually mentioned that you turn into a niche printed magazine compiled from free content in the form of a digital edition as well as a hard copy. Now, from my understanding, how do you decide what articles to use from Hacker News?
So I have several filtering guidelines. The first one is the article has to have 100 points from Hacker News. So Hacker News is a social news website where programmers and entrepreneurs and startups people just go there and submit interesting articles, anything that challenge their intellectual curiosity.
Right.
So everyone can vote on the article once. So one vote gives them a point. So I choose articles that have more than 100 points, which is 100 votes from all these people. And then I print it into a beautiful magazine format.
Fantastic. Now I understand contributions on a monthly basis can go into the thousands. So from the 100-point system, normally it filters down to how many articles in the end?
Normally 12 to 15 articles in a month.
12 to 15. And from this 12 to 15 articles, you're actually taking it from what? Maybe about 500 to 1,000 articles?
That's right. About 500, I think. So I choose article that are only educational.
Right.
So that's the first thing, and it has to be timeless. So you look back 2 years from now, the article still makes sense.
Right. I think that makes a lot of sense because some articles could get a lot of points because it's something popular with the readers perhaps, but it's not so relevant.
That's right.
Okay, that's interesting. Now with regards to proofreading it, do you proofread all the articles?
I do actually.
Oh wow.
It's not in the first issue. So when the first issue came out, it wasn't proofread at all. To be honest, I didn't even know you need to proofread your articles before it came out because I think the article is fine the way it is. So, and then my readers start proofing it for me, because he says so many spelling mistakes. They weren't, they don't know how to read it with so many mistakes on it. And then from the second issue afterwards, I start hiring proofreader to proof every single article before I publish it.
Proofreaders, so you get professional proofreaders to do it for you.
That's right. I hired 2 American professional proofreaders through Odesk, which is a outsourcing platform.
Wow, talk about going international staff working for you. Now, with regards to the proofreading parts, like you say, you are making minor changes, but aren't you supposed to leave it in its original form?
Right. So there's 2 types of editing. One is called just proofreading. Proofreading just correcting spelling and grammar mistake instead of changing your sentence, instead of changing your words. So I only do proofread instead of edit. So if you do edit, which is what normally magazine does, they will change the flow of your sentence, like the flow on how you're presenting something. So that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to put my words into their articles, something like that.
Fair enough. Now, okay, in terms of all the bits and pieces, first, of course, you have to decide which articles to choose. Then, of course, the next step is proofreading.
That's right.
After proofreading, what else is involved?
I gather all the proofread articles and then I design it into a beautiful magazine format. And I also have an illustrator. His name is Wang. He's from Peru.
Peru, wow.
He's not Chinese. He has a Chinese name, by
Sounds
the way.
like it.
He's a really cool guy. And he'll do the illustration of the cover, sometimes some articles in the magazine. And then I'll put everything together. I'll design the magazine as well into a printer magazine.
And I understand the digital format, there's different platforms, like for example, for the iPad and so forth. Who does the programming bits with regards to that?
So I have another assistant. His name is Ashish Kumar. He's from India.
Oh.
So he does the ebook conversion. So as in ebook means the magazine in Kindle format or EPUB format where you can read on any ebook, and we even have an iPad optimized format, so the font is larger and the size is more adhered to the iPad length and width.
Oh, excellent. What about your wife? Does she play an active role in Hacker Monthly?
She does actually. She supports me in any way she can, and she also borrows Design Eye. I asked for her opinion on some of the design I make, and yeah, she's very supportive. Very
supportive. I think your wife will be very pleased with that answer. I think you're going to get a good dinner tonight. So in fact, you have 4 staff, basically from around the world, 2 from America, 1 from Peru, and 1 from India.
That's right.
And basically you oversee the whole project. Now, coming back to the next important thing, revenue. Now, I understand your subscriber base now is about like 5,000 to 6,000. Would that be right?
Yeah, 5,000 to 6,000.
Right. And in terms of the subscription, can you tell us about how much it costs for your digital format as well as your hard copy format?
So we have 2 subscription plans. One is digital, which costs $29 US, and a print subscription, which is $88 US plus shipping. And actually, we use a printing on demand company. It's called MacCloud. They will handle all the printing and distribution, and they are a US-based company. So shipping to the entire world except US, Canada, and UK is very expensive.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why we have more than 95%, actually it's 95% of subscribers are digital based, and only 5% are print subscribers.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. Digital base is the way to go given the evolution of technology these days. Now, an interesting thought. Given the fact that there are so many media companies which are looking at the free business format, i.e. not charging a single cent, no subscription fees, but looking in terms of expanding your subscriber base and relying on advertising revenue. Have you thought about using that model?
Actually, that is the first model I tried when I started the magazine. So the first 3 issues, the digital version is free. So that's what I've tried to achieve, try to get a huge subscriber base and then charge advertising fee.
Exactly.
It didn't work out. So the advertising fee wasn't getting as much. It's very hard for me to get people to sign up to advertise in a really unknown magazine at that time. And then if you charge something, it makes something valuable.
Yep.
So we actually got a higher engagement and more people talk about it after we become a paid magazine. So when I started charging the 3rd issue, when I started charging after the third issue, which is in the fourth issue, actually we have more positive feedback because of two things. First, I can be more focused on the magazine, and then the subscribers will be more happy as well because they are very sure that the magazine company won't get folded up. Because when you give away something for free, the customer don't know how long the thing will last.
That's true.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. Now, one important point, as you say, no one is going to advertise in a new startup because there's no credibility behind it. But looking at how you've been going, I think you've been around for what, 2 years? Yeah, fantastic, 2 years. You have built your credibility, you built your reputation, you have built a very strong subscriber base. Wouldn't this be a good time to reconsider looking at the advertising model? Or are you perhaps implementing a bit of both?
Yes.
Subscription base as well as generating revenue from advertisers.
That's right. So nowadays, I'm having the best of both worlds. Advertisers come to me and subscriber paid me as well for the digital content. So why don't stick it that way instead of giving away for free?
Excellent. Now, with regards to revenue in the last 2 years, has it been increasing? Has it stagnated? Has it been declining? How's it been going? Making money?
It makes money.
Right.
It makes profit. I wouldn't say a lot, but it's enough to support me and my family.
Right, so that's great. And the great thing about it is you're effectively a one-man show because all the other aspects is actually outsourced in a sense.
That's right. It's just me.
Right. Now, coming back to the content, which is the most crucial bits here. Now, obviously, it's compiled from free content and from Hacker News, for example, and it's actually generating profit for you. So it's not like you created the wheel in essence. With regards to the content bits, don't you have to pay for it in essence?
We actually pay for it, but not in a monetary sense. So for every contributor who contribute an article in the magazine, we give them a year of digital subscription for free and a print magazine in which the articles appear on. And most of them, I would say almost all of them, are very happy about the decision of getting to see the articles in the
It's something which they can be proud of in the essence.
Right.
It's their work which has been, how do you say, highlighted and acknowledged.
Yeah, and recently there's one contributor, his name's Carl Blanche.
From the US?
He is originally from Ireland and he's working on the US right now. And he specially requested me to send 2 print copies, one to him and one to his parents in Ireland because he said his parents won't ever forgive him if I don't send them a copy. So it's fine for me. I'll send them 2 copies if they requested.
Wow,
if they make their family happy.
True.
Yep.
But have you obviously before you can publish those submissions, those articles which they did, you need to get their permission, right?
I do.
Copyright. You wouldn't want to infringe on their copyright and so forth. And basically, how do you go about getting their permission?
So I will go to their website where the article appear on and try to look for any contact information in any way I could. So I become a master of doing that. You give me a website, I can try to look for any contact information. If I couldn't, I'll go to the Twitter and just tweet them, ask if it's cool that I print on your article in the magazine, is there any way I can contact you? Just to find a way to contact them and to ask them specifically, just tell them that I'll print the article in the upcoming issue of the magazine. Is that cool? So, if you're fine with that, can you give me a 2 to 3 sentence biography about yourself? So the author also have to provide a biography about what they're doing, about how to contact them.
Right.
Yeah.
But we live in a very materialistic world these days, and I'm sure everyone's looking like, what is it in for me in terms of cold hard cash? Have you encountered that?
Very seldom. I think
interesting.
among all of the authors that I've contacted, I think only one who specially requested for money instead of
monetary compensation, like
yeah. I think Inc. magazine once talked about Hacker Monthly as an emblem of honor among hackers. So a lot of them are just really happy to appear on the magazine itself, which I think is a huge compliment they're giving me as a publisher of the magazine.
Right. Of course, it all boils down to credibility.
That's
now,
right.
in terms of the articles, what is the success rate of articles meeting your criteria? For example, you say there are tons and tons of submissions, but after you filter it through, what's the percentage like?
I don't really have the percentage. I think if you're talking about all of the articles who appear on the front page of Hacker News, I think about less than 5%.
Right. Off the top, it's just a mere 5%, but
Yeah.
that could easily give you your 12 to 15 articles at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Now, has this case been, we were talking about Creative Commons and GNU General Public Licensing for more flexible open content licenses. What's your thought on that?
It's really good for one thing, but it doesn't really affect what I do in two ways. So I'm going to talk about the article first.
Okay.
So for the article, there are a lot of content actually using a Creative Commons license.
Yep.
For example, articles on Stack Overflow, which is a Q&A website. So there has a lot of excellent articles there. But if I want to publish an article from there, I still would email the author to ask for his permission. Because of two things, it'd be nice to ask for permission.
Of course.
Even if it's on open license. Second thing, I need their biography. I need to have their biography from their own mouth of what they're doing and stuff like that.
Right.
So the second thing is pictures. So sometimes we use pictures in the magazine. So Flickr has Flickr, which is a photography community. They have specifically a Creative Commons search engine. So it lets you only search Creative Commons pictures. So we get a lot of pictures from the magazine, from the search engine itself, which is a good thing because it's sometimes very hard to get permission from pictures.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
So in one of the recent headlines in Y Combinated Hacks, Pair Mixers lets you thumb kiss a stranger. Well, that sounds really interesting given the fact that I'm single. Is it a dating site which I could get in on action?
It's almost like a dating site, but not exactly.
Right.
So Thumbkiss is actually a feature of an app called Pair.
Okay.
We didn't create the app. It's a very popular app on App Store right now. It's a social network just for two people, for you and your girlfriend or your wife.
Right.
Yep. So Thumbkiss is where you can place the thumb on your screen, and your girlfriend will see your thumb on her screen, and if both thumbs simultaneously placed on the same location at the same time, the phone will vibrate. So that's Thumbkiss.
Interesting. But if you have more than one girlfriend, it doesn't work.
It doesn't. You cannot basically add another person in there.
Damn it. Anyway, what about Pair Mixer? Tell us a bit more about Pair Mixer.
So we come across the Thumbkiss feature from this app. Me and my friend Richard from Canada, we thought it's really cool. And the only problem with that is, what if you are single? What if you don't have anybody to Thumbkiss with? So we created an idea called Pair Mixer, where we can let single people who want to try the Thumbkiss and the Pair app can go to a website, register their profile, and meet other single person who want to try the Thumbkiss.
Or something along the lines like Friend Finder?
That's right. But only specifically focus on the Pair app.
Okay, interesting. So, did you meet your significant other half through Pair Mixer?
No, I don't. I met my wife 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay, that was a long, long time ago before that. Okay, interesting. Now, moving on, you recently did an interview with BFM, and you actually mentioned that you're quite satisfied with your current subscriber base. Aren't you feeling a bit more, positive in terms of getting the more than the 6,000 subscribers you have right now?
I can't say I don't really feel ambitious. I don't wish I have more subscribers than what I have right now. But what I've had right now, I mean 5,000 to 6,000 people reading the thing they're making every month.
Right.
I couldn't be more happier than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's excellent. But as we all know, readers are very fickle. You know, they come and they go. Something new comes along, and off they go. Have you thought of any other innovative ways of maintaining your subscriber base, or perhaps increasing it in the near future?
The way I do Hacker Monthly is very feedback based. So I talk to my subscribers, readers a lot, and they are really open to giving me suggestions on how to make the magazine better. So every month, my focus is very simple: just make the best magazine I can make.
Okay, interesting. Now, going back 2 years, I believe you quoted in E27 magazine, right? You mentioned that you would like to be where Monocle magazine is now. You would like to reach a situation rather than working on the magazine so hard, you would rather be reading it. Now, 2 years forward, have you achieved that dream?
I wouldn't say I achieved 100%, but I'm certainly on the way. So right now, I work way less than I used to be working on the magazine 2 years ago. So back then, I did almost everything by myself. I have really less people helping me on doing the magazine, and I need to do a lot of stuff manually. So right now, a lot of things are automated. I have more people helping me on doing that. So I'm working on it way less than used to be right now.
Thanks, Lim. There you have it. Finally, we hope we have addressed all your intellectual curiosities with regards to what Hacker Monthly is all about. Developer, designer, entrepreneur. So any aspirations to be something like Tony Stark's genius billionaire, playboy philanthropist in the near future?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Another good answer with the wife around.